Again, I do sometimes wonder if my more vociferous and persistent critics are deliberately obtuse or genuinely dull-witted and lacking in comprehension. I was moved to consider this question anew this morning when a fellow who uses the full name of Bob Wilkins and runs a new YouTube channel devoted to me commented here saying that he did not know which god I prayed to. This was so weird that I had to give the matter a little thought before replying. In short, there is one God, whom I usually refer to as the Lord, because I am slightly uneasy about writing or speaking the word God. Lord is a little more respectful and avoids naming God, which many folk, including me, frown upon. The Lord created the universe. That is to say, all matter and energy which we can see and measure. There. That's not difficult to understand, is it? You may not agree with the statement, perhaps you're an atheist, but you should still have no difficulty making sense of the proposition. Of course, because the Lord is so very different from humans, we can never hope fully to grasp the actual divine nature. So instead we use metaphors and comparisons, and we make up stories to try and explain it. Those stories which we construct, some of which are actually inspired by the Lord, are scriptures, such as the Bible and Quran. Parts of them probably come very close to expressing some truth about the deity, but other bits are hopelessly wide of the mark. By reading a variety of scriptures, including things like the Chinese Analects and the Buddhist Dhammapada, I hope that I'm able to build up a better picture of the deity than if I simply relied upon one set of insights. How people imagine the Lord is, of course, affected by their society and background. The Old Testament, which those who follow Judaism regard as sacred, was put together at first from the ideas of a Bronze Age family who wandered through the Middle East, rather like the present-day Bedouin. Their view of the Lord was very different from that of an educated man like St. Paul, who was a product of the classical world of Greece and Rome. That is why Christianity and Judaism have different ideas. I also believe that one can learn something of the divine nature through prayer, and when I find somewhere devoted to prayer, such as a church, synagogue, mosque, or temple, then I like to pray in such a place. Not that I think that the Lord is there more than he is here in my house. It's not. It's part of the divine nature, I am sure, to be everywhere, be omnipresent and omnipotent. So it doesn't mean that going into a church I'm more likely to encounter the Lord, but somewhere where a lot of people pray together, that seems to me a nice place for me to pray as well. I hope this makes it clear that it is not a question of different gods, as the man making the comment this morning apparently thinks, but rather a different perspective of the same person. That is to say, the creator of heaven and earth. All this seems to me so simple and obvious that I hardly know why I have taken the time to speak of it, other than that people here do sometimes say that they thought I was a Christian or a Jew, and are then a little irritated or at least puzzled when I say I have no religion. I say this because it is true. I am not a religious man, and I actually follow no religion at all.